guys, it's Mary.
And Alma.
We invite you to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below, y'all. Today we are going to be talking about Becoming Sister Wives, Chapter 1, Christine and Cody's matrimonial story. And today we are going to be talking about how Cody really kind of conditioned Christine to try to come in and be like this savior almost for him. I felt like the fact that the way he even got back into her life was kind of by him complaining about what was going on with Janelle. And it was like he would kind of expected her to make him feel good, because he said that she, like from the beginning, he said that Christine was the perfect person to have around. He said he wanted her around all the time.
Yes.
And he also said she was a great person to have during the car ride because she's so bubbly and light, and she can make any bad situation to a good situation.
Yes.
So I feel like he already had like this preconceived notion of who
about
he's
her.
hoping Christine will be in this family.
Come save the Brown family.
As he says, come and save the bacon.
Yes. Yeah.
And because he was having a difficult time with Mary and Janelle, he could not kind of get them to work together or try to even get along. And he was very overwhelmed with that. I mean, the fact that he went on to his honeymoon, like this is his honeymoon, and he is acting so detached and is acting like he doesn't even want to be there.
I know.
And the fact
instead
that
of being there for Christine, because she was still very young, instead of being there for Christine, he's not. He's focused on himself and how he's feeling.
Yeah.
So it's like she has to try to find a way to make him feel good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just because, I just felt like the whole thing was just very odd that he would just basically not have anything planned for them, because you say you really loved her, you thought she was bubbly, she was light, she was airy. Why would you come onto the honeymoon acting as if you have all this stuff on your back? If you really didn't want it, you should have never pursued her. You should have never given her the flowers. You should have never given her the greeting cards about let's get the ball rolling or all this stuff. Like the thing is, Cody with him, it's like he like what he did with Mary. He continued to string her along for the longest time. He's talking about how, I don't want to let her catch feelings. But the thing is with Mary, you always saw that she loved you. It was all over her face.
And he knew that.
But yet he tells her, no, I'm not interested. I only want to be friends. All this stuff. You knew Christine was smitten with you. You kept her along, invite her to some stuff. Then you'll try to subdue her by doing things that would hurt her feelings.
Catch an attitude.
Being disgusted with her because she was chubby and she was eating nachos in the back seat.
Yeah.
And then you basically
try to groom her for his bad behavior.
That's what it is.
Give a little bit of kindness, hold her back.
Right.
And see how much she'll take. So even on the honeymoon, give a little bit of kindness, what I'm saying, and then held it back.
Right.
Up until the wedding, you're there bringing flowers from, giving her sister's flowers for her.
I know you're a married man. You're there dancing with her. As soon as you get married,
now your gaze is what, 1,000 gaze
yard
or whatever
stale,
the hell.
Yeah, 30,000 yard stale.
For the honeymoon,
don't even bother to give
have an attitude. You don't even have money for the honeymoon.
Yeah.
But you want it to be like, I am so obsessed, I can't have a honeymoon. So you focus on me being sad instead of focus on the fact that here's a man who cannot even afford to give me a honeymoon. Yeah. So I don't get to cry about it. I don't get to be upset about it because you're upset first.
Exactly, and that's what gaslighters really do. They kind of make you feel like it's your fault.
Yes.
When really they're the one who's doing all the damage. And I just felt like that was just really jacked up because it didn't make sense to me. You were here, you said that she's this great, awesome person. Why would you treat her like that on the honeymoon and during the wedding and stuff? Yeah. I felt like he really wanted her to come in and save her. He came cap in hand. He really came cap in hand. Oh my God, my whole entire family life is shitty. Please come save me.
Yes.
With your bubbliness and your lightness.
Your
and let me come suck the life out of you with this toxic situation that I have going on. Let me bring you in.
Yeah.
But I mean, even Cody said, when you're having issues with the first and second wife, what do? Bring in the third. Sounds like men logic. Doesn't it? So I just thought that whole thing was weird. I felt like she was already kind of preconditioned to it. Yeah. Because it's like she was just this push and pull with him, where it's like, he wants her, then he doesn't. He wants her, then he doesn't. Like the fact
the father
that
wasn't looking out for her at all.
No, not at all. And
because there are other people she liked.
Yeah.
But he kept on pushing Cody down her throat.
And even Cody, I think that should be another topic. But also I felt like the father made it way too easy for Cody.
Absolutely.
Because also when Cody
because
came,
you like his athleticism. Police.
That was so stupid. But yeah, because when Cody called her dad or granddad and asked him, "Hey, can I court your daughter or whatever?" He basically said, "Yes. Oh my God, I have been waiting for this. Christine just loves you." God forbid my mom goes and tells the guy that I'm really into, who has now decided to come court me, she goes and tells him, "Oh my gosh, she's just smitten with you." Please
you
don't.
know what I thought? Let me just hear me out. You know what I think? Christine's mother left him with his polygamy. He was determined that her daughter will be married to the most polygamous man he could find. To be able to say, see, all the stuff that you did leaving me, your daughter went to a man who really into polygamy. He already has 2 wives.
Maybe it was payback. Because, I mean, it's just odd. I would not want my parents to seem like I am just so desperate and so open for this man coming in my life. Even if I'm talking about her and I'm, like, completely smitten and in love with him, I do not want my mom to go on my behalf and talk about how, oh, she just loves you. Exactly. You don't want a man to think he has it in the bag.
I know, and that's what
like, from day one. Because then he's not going to really feel like, what's the word?
He has to try, really.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't feel as though he had to try.
No, because he already knew, but he just kept on a string, just like how he kept Mary on a string. And you know, but the only 2 people that I don't think were kept on a string was Robin and Janelle. Honestly,
they came in with their eyes wide open. They knew what they wanted.
Yeah, I feel
what
like
they were looking for when they came in. Janelle was not. Neither was Robin. They weren't looking for any love story.
No,
they weren't looking. They were looking for someone who I can have children with, will be a decent person.
Yeah.
Janelle wanted the polygamy. Hey, I get to have, somebody else take care of my kids.
I feel like a woman.
I get to go and work. I get to have best of both worlds. I feel like a woman. I feel like a mother through the kids I have. I don't have to necessarily, do them 24/7 because I have a sister wife. Yeah. And then I can go work because that's really what I want to do. I can go work and all that.
Exactly. So I think that's what that whole entire thing was about. Because, I mean, with Mary, she literally had her waiting for years on end. She was hoping, he was there going around. He was using Mary to go socialize in the church and get next to all the people and really gather all this information. And even with using her daddy and all this stuff. I mean, as soon as he said, "Oh, I'm ready to," go ahead and get into the religion, the daddy was right there. Fuck! Let me go arrange it at the church. Next weekend he was baptized, and 2 weeks after that he was courting Mary. No, that same week he was courting Mary, and then 2 weeks later they got married. Wow. Like, the daddies just made it so easy. Like, you literally gave this man no fight, nothing.
This whole, even when I think this whole religion is also based on making us comfortable, I think, for the men.
It's a patriarchal, I think, religion a little bit.
But to almost like to the 9th degree.
Yeah.
Because it's like the women, you suffer through your jealousy or whatever it is that's going on.
And the only way you can get to heaven is through the man, which is like putting a God besides God. Because how am I only getting to heaven because I have to stay in this? Like, even if the man's abusing and slapping or whatever the case, I have to stay in this until I get to my celestial kingdom.
Yeah. And you know what I wonder too? The way Cody did it, I wonder how many men do it that way. Where there's no spiritual thing involved at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You are just like going and searching for these women.
Right.
Well, that's pretty much what Cody did.
Yeah. I mean, now we see it in the book. I mean, we've been saying it all this time, but now I'm seeing it as I'm going through the pages of the book. And I'm only on chapter 1.
It wasn't any spiritual thing. For him, and then he admitted it.
I'm a polygamist. 17. It's all ego, baby. Suki. And she literally hopped off the Cody train so quick it wasn't even funny. All of a sudden she was Kiki and ha-haing with Janelle and chit-chatting with Christine. Who do you like? Like, I think Suki went home that day and she went and watched all the seasons, honey.
I gotta go back and begin to watch this stuff because this was something else.
I know. But yeah, that was just my take on that. I feel like she definitely was conditioned from the beginning. And, whether Cody did
once she started to say no.
It was like, how dare you?
How dare you? This is why I brought you in here.
Yeah.
You know, to be the cherry tomato, to be the lively one, to make everything perfect, to iron out all our kinks. That's a lot to ask from a woman. And she did a damn good job.
She really did.
For as long as she cooled.
But at the risk of losing herself. You know,
Exactly.
she lost herself in that whole thing.
Exactly.
She was no longer bubbly, cheery, you know.
No.
Had this dingbat Mary abusing the kids. And then you had a Cody who was just a human man baby.
Yeah.
You know, like, just couldn't. I mean, that was just too much. Poor Christine. But yeah. That was just my take on that, you guys. Comment down below. Do you think she was conditioned from the beginning? Do you think this relationship was doomed from the beginning?
Yeah.
Let us know down below.
So it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, for sure. But it's Mary.
And
you watch, guys, a like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below.
Bye.
Bye.